Okay, so before we really get going, Vanessa and I both just wanted to tell you a little bit about like who we are. One thing about me, hi, I'm Tricia. Something about me is that when I do videos and I can see myself, I just touch my hair a lot. So you're going to see me doing this and this and this. And I can't help it. It's part of who I am. I'm very vain, apparently. I don't know. It's just a thing I do, and I'm going to try not to. But every time I do it, you can giggle or something. Because it just happens. See, look. Oh, I'm just doing it. I can't. I literally can't not do it. I don't know. Anyway, so hi. I'm Tricia. I am a diamond with Young Living, and I am yours. I'm your diamond. I'm here to serve you and love you and lead you and hopefully train you up to where you guys are diamonds. You might even know what that is, but diamond is just like a high rank in Young Living. It really doesn't mean that much, except that you know a little bit about this business. And so I am just here to share with you guys all that I've learned over the past few years and try to teach you what I have found to be helpful and what I have found to not be helpful, and what I've seen other people do and what I've seen other people do that I think is really dumb and all of that. So that's me. Hi. And I want to tell you guys a little bit about my story so you don't think I'm just some like person who like sits up on this pedestal and tells you what to do all the time. I'm a real human being with 3 kids. They are 5, 4, and 2. Ellie, Grace, Molly, May, and Bo. And I have a husband, Scott, who stays home with us thanks to Young Living. And it's the best life ever. But it has not always been like that. Not at all. Scott and I got married when I was 20 and he was 21. We were pretty young. He was in the Marine Corps, and so we got married, got engaged and married like within a month of each other, moved away to California, lived there, had this beautiful dreamy life, got pregnant with Ellie Grace there. My mom passed away, and so then we moved back to moved back from California to Texas, and started living with my dad. Scott got out of the Marine Corps. We moved back in with my dad, and my dad's awesome. So it wasn't like a terrible thing by any means, but we didn't have like we couldn't afford anything. We had just got out of the Marine Corps. We didn't have jobs. We didn't have an income. We didn't have like health insurance or anything like that. We didn't have our own place. We were just kind of bumming it here. And that's kind of right around when oils came into my life. Molly May, so we had our second baby. She was 4 months old when I first got introduced to oils. Molly May was 4 months old, and then we also had like an 18-month-old at the time. And so we had this pretty awesome, crazy life here. But we didn't have much. We didn't have any sort of insurance, like I'm saying. So Molly May got sick for like the first time, and she was like throwing up like everywhere. Like every 2 minutes, this sweet little 4-month-old baby was throwing up, and it was awful and terrible, and we were so sad. And I was scared because I know that babies get dehydrated quickly, and so I was thinking we're gonna have to take her to the ER or something, because I don't want her to get sick or hurt or whatever. And but at the same time, I knew we could not afford an ER visit. We didn't have the income to pay for that. We didn't have insurance to cover that. And I was nervous about it. So we had just moved back to Texas, and I texted my friend who I had met here. Her name is Cindy Haggerton. She is actually my upline now. You guys might have heard of her, Cindy and Jim Bob Haggerton. On Facebook, she's Cynthia Harper Haggerton. So Cindy, I texted her because she's a midwife and a chiropractor, and I was like, hey, Molly May is throwing up. I'm reading online about like sticking this syringe like up her booty full of tea, and that's gonna like hydrate her, and what do? I'm scared. And she was like, hold on, I'm coming over. So she came over and she brought me a bottle of Digest, and she was like, hey, put a drop of this on her stomach, and it should help. And I remember locking eyes with Scott, my husband, across the room, and being like, okay, she's crazy. Let's just smile and nod and let her get out, and then we can like figure out what to do. We'll go to the doctor. And so, but she was standing there, so we put the Digest on Molly's stomach, and we just went ahead and gave it a try. And as soon as we did it, I kid you not, she stopped throwing up. And I, of course, like the skeptic in me, was like, okay, well, that was a really awesome coincidence. Cool. But like, no way that oil that I just put on her stomach made her stop throwing up. Like, that doesn't even register in my brain to make sense. Like, that's just weird stuff. So I was like, okay, cool, thanks, bye, you know, to Cindy. She left. Like a month later, I had like kind of a similar thing going on with me. I had this really intense pain in my stomach. It was the middle of the night. Scott called Cindy and was like, oh my gosh, her appendix is bursting. And Cindy was like, okay, try that oil again, and if not, go to the ER. And so we tried the oil, put it on. I fell asleep. I woke up the next morning. Everything was fine. I'm not saying that I think that oil like re-put together my appendix. I don't think that was the issue. But whatever the issue was, it stopped and it went away. And then again, I was like, whoa, this is kind of awesome. Like, what are these little oils? What's going on here? So then, it kind of piqued my interest. I started learning a little bit more. I kept seeing Cindy and Vanessa and all these people, and they were super healthy and stuff. They like didn't eat gluten and all this crazy stuff, and it's not crazy, like I'm all about it, like I get it. But at the time, 4 years ago, that was weird stuff. So yeah, time frame. This is 2013. We first moved back to Texas in like September of 2013. So this is probably the beginning of 2014 or so at this time. I have no idea if that time frame's right. No, it's not. This was anyway, it was a few years ago, okay? So I got my starter kit. I ended up deciding to buy oils, and it's a really sweet story how that happened. So I told y'all that my mom had passed away. She passed away when I was 6 months pregnant with my first daughter. And after she died, my dad was cleaning stuff out and found a bond for a few $100s that she had taken out when I was born. And he was like, hey, this is from your mom. She never have to give it to you. Here you go. And I was like, okay, cool. And I saved that because I knew that whatever I bought with that money, that it was going to be something for my kids. Because it would be the only thing that was like from my mom, from her money, whatever, that my kids would get. And that was really special to me and important to me. So I'd had this in the safe for a couple of years. And as we were like praying about getting these oils, and I was telling Scott, like, I want them, and he's like, with what money, you know? That bond like kept coming into my mind. The Lord is putting it there, and I was like, okay, God, like, okay. So I ended up using that bond from my mom to pay for my oils, because I thought that every time that they have a tummy ache, or every time that they can't sleep or aren't feeling well, and I go to put those oils on them, it's kind of like my mom is there, like their grandma, like helping them through their sickness or whatever, like a normal grandma would do if she was here. So that's sweet. I love that. And so, I was gonna cry at that part every time. So anyway, that is really special to me, and I always share that in my classes, and I want to share that with y'all because I want you to understand my heart behind this. My motivation here, my heart, my intentions are not to make money. It is not to make money off my friends, not to make money off people. That's not the case. I love these oils. I believe in these oils. I know that they work. I've seen what they've done for my family. I've seen Molly May literally stop throwing up in the middle of like some sort of virus or something. I've seen them do awesome, incredible things for myself and for other moms, and for other people, for just everybody, and I love them. And I think that it is like my duty and our duty to tell people about this, because there are people out there who are struggling, whose kids have chronic ear infections, who are always at the doctor, who've been on so many antibiotics that they're resistant now, and they have no idea that there is more out there, that there's a better way for them, and I just want to tell them. So anyway, that was a little bit of a tangent, but yeah, so I ended up getting my starter kit in 2013, at the very end of 2013, and I didn't actually do anything with it or share it or anything like that until the beginning of 2014, and I did a post on Facebook, and it was something along the lines of, oh my gosh, Ellie Grace finally fell asleep, hashtag thanks lavender, or something like that. It was something just simple. I wasn't trying to even necessarily sell the oils by any means. Like, I was just posting because, you know, social media, that's what we do. I'm a millennial. So I posted it, and I had a lot of people that were like, oh my gosh, I've heard about these oils. Tell me more about them. Like, I want to know what is it, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, my friend Cindy will tell y'all everything you need to know. So I texted Cindy. I was like, hey, I have all these people want to know about oils. You should get on this and comment on here and tell them what to do. And Cindy was like, no, I want you to do it. And I was like, oh, Cindy, no. Network marketing, MLMs, that is for weird people. That's crazy people. That's not me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to submit my friends to that. I'm not annoying. Like, no, and no. And she was like, okay, whatever, just tell them about the oils. Like, you're doing them a service, tell them about these oils. It's like, okay, I'll tell them about the oils, but I am not going to sell them. So I told these people about the oils. They end up wanting to buy their kits. Cindy gave me a link to give to them so they could sign up. And that actually had my link in it, my member number in that link. And I don't know about all this stuff at this point. You can get a link with your member number too. I'll give you one. Let me know. But, so it's had this link in it. So I ended up getting a check for like $700 and something. And I was like, what? Like, what? Hold on. And Scott's like, wait a minute. Whatever that is, do it. Like, that was like more than what we had in our bank account. Way more than what we had in our bank account. And so we were like, okay. Yeah, okay, oils. I see you. And so we started kind of pursuing the oil thing and kind of just telling people that we know. And I started teaching a couple classes here and there and ended up hitting silver pretty quickly because I like had friends who wanted to know about it, whatever. So I hit silver in the first 6 months of doing this, and I was like, cool, awesome. Okay, so I'm making like $1,000 a month. Like, look at me, hey, because I thought that was neat. Like, that was pretty good, right? And as I kept going, at this point, I got pregnant with our third baby, Bo, and I was kind of like, okay, well, you know what? I can't really handle all this. Like, Bo is a boy, the other two are a girl. Bo like rocked my world. Boy moms, like, you know what I'm talking about? They are way, way crazy. My girls were sweet and perfect and wonderful, and Bo, you know, he's a boy and he likes to hit, and anyway, that's a different thing. So Bo, I had another baby. I was very distracted trying to learn how to be a mom of 3, trying to learn how to do this new life that we're living. And I really just kind of sat stagnant for a couple of years. I sat at silver for 25 months. For over 2 years, I was a silver. I was helping my people here and there. I was like sharing things into our Facebook group every now and then. But wasn't really working. I wasn't hustling. I wasn't really trying at this whole thing. I was just kind of keeping my people happy where I was at. And you know what's cool about that? I still made a check of about $1,500 every month. Even though I was just like helping my people, I wasn't actively teaching classes, I wasn't actively enrolling, but because I had put in so much effort in those first 6 months, I'd educated so many people and got them on ER, I'd taught these classes, I enrolled all these friends, that I still had a check coming in, even though my mom brain and my stage of life couldn't comprehend me doing more. Isn't that awesome? That's what residual income, that's what we're working for, you guys. So, yeah, so I was at silver for like 25 months, and I just wasn't doing much. And then in the summer, not this past summer, but the one before, so June of 2016, Vanessa and I went to Salt Lake City, and we slept in a bed together with our friend's grandma. That's a different story. We stayed in a hotel, and we got all learned up at Salt Lake City Convention. If you're considering going to convention, you have got to go. It lights your fire. You learn so much. You meet so many people. It's so worth it. So we went to convention. All of our eyes were open. All these doors were open, and we kind of learned and got our vision. The Lord gave us our vision for what this is supposed to look like, and that's when the Good Oilers were created. We created the Good Oilers. We started really pouring into our people, really educating them, really teaching them about oils and what that means and how to use them, and loving on our leaders and training them up, and really trying this thing. And then I went from silver to gold in a few months. I think I hit gold in October of 2016. Then I went from gold to platinum very quickly, which I hit platinum in like March of 2017, and then I hit diamond in November of 2017. So it's been this crazy awesome thing that the Lord is doing. I have loved working it. I know that He has us here for a reason, that He has me speaking to you specific people right now for a reason. I left out like some huge things. In the summer of 2016, I think in August of 2016, and it's 2018 now. August of 2017, Scott, my husband, ended up retiring. He was a police officer. He went after we moved back to Texas, he went to the police academy, became a police officer, and he was a police officer for a few years. And he was able to quit policing because we were making enough money, which was a huge answer to prayer. If you guys are law enforcement spouses or Marine, like he was a Marine before that, spouses in the military, like my heart goes out to you. I feel for you. I know what it's like to not know if your husband's going to come home from work every day. I know what it's like to be constantly glued to the TV watching the news, just praying for him not to be on that call. I know what that's like. Like, I completely get it. And after everything happened in Dallas, I live in Texas, right in between Dallas and Fort Worth. When all the Dallas police riots and all of that stuff went down, that just really created a new why for me and a new vision to bring Scott home, because I would much rather live on less amount of money and than have him going to work every day and me being so afraid. Like, I want him here with us. I want him here to help raise his children. I want him home to sleep in bed with me every night. Like, it was just a whole new vision that the Lord put on our hearts for our family, and thankfully it was all able to happen last summer. And so he's been home with us for a few months now, and it is awesome. Like, we love it. We love it so much. I love having him here. I love that we are in charge of our days. I love that we get to pick when we want to go on vacation. I love that we get to raise our kids how we want. I love that we are not glued to his schedule and his routine, that if we want to go spend the night in his grandma's house, we can. If we want to go do whatever we want to do, that we have the freedom to do that. And I love it. So yeah, that's it. That's the basement. Oh my gosh, I forgot another really big thing. I really should have written this down, y'all. Okay, also, so remember how I said that we were living in my dad's house? Well, we were able to end up getting this house from my dad and completely gutting it and remodeling the inside of it to make it our dream house. And we were able to live in the house that I grew up in. Like, this is the house that, like, my mom brought me home from the hospital in. And it was here in this home. And we were able to completely renovate it. And now we live here with our kids and get to raise our kids on an acre of land. There's a guest house in the back that my dad lives in. It's like the dream scenario. And that's, again, thanks to Young Living. We never could have afforded that if it weren't for my Young Living checks. We paid for that completely with them. And so I just want to tell you a little about me and where I'm coming from. I have not been like this crazy network marketer. That was never my thing. That was never like my scene. I'm just a mom and had some babies, and I love oils and I'm passionate about it and I love to tell people about them, and I like praying for my team and giving this business to the Lord and working hard, and he has absolutely blessed it, and now we're here to where we are today with the Good Oilers and you guys, and I'm so thankful for you, and I know that the Lord has something similar for you, and I'm praying for each and every one of you through this, and I know that he is going to do great things for you, and I know that things will be revealed to you through him in this in launch group, because when you start working on yourself and when you start doing personal development and when you really start digging deep into what your motivations are and why you do what you do, that you learn things about yourself, and I think this is just going to be so great. So thank y'all for being in here. I want to hear and know about each one of you, so y'all shoot me a message, comment below. I want to know you guys. I want to love on y'all. I want to hug you, so let's be friends. Okay,